Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Thank you all to the new subscribers. Thank you all for showing your support by liking the videos, commenting, and sharing the videos as well. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. OneLove now has memberships available. There are 2 tiers you can join under. The first tier is called the OneLove Fam. The perks you will receive are loyalty badges, custom emojis, and priority replies to comments. The second tier is called the Lovely Crew. The perks you will receive are loyalty badges, custom emojis, priority replies to comments, and member shoutouts. More perks will be added down the road. Please feel free to hit the join button.
I wanted to take the time out to highlight a conversation that Olivia had a few days ago. And when she spoke about this, I caught it, but I didn't speak too much on it. But now I do want to speak on it because what Olivia is saying is problematic on so many levels, and she is in turn giving bad advice to women. I want to bring you guys attention to this right here that Olivia said, and then we're going to speak about it.
You told us they were calling CPS. Yeah. Yes. I mean, there's more to it than that. But what I will say, ladies, is just utilize all the help that's out there for single moms, okay? And look into different avenues of how you can get it. That's how I was able to get mine with, through CPS because of the calls and everything. Because I already told you guys that. That is true. But I feel like you guys could also maybe reach out to CPS because I feel like people think CPS bad. But really CPS is also there to help, So I feel like if you guys reach out, you tell them how you're struggling or what you're struggling with, you're trying to get a job, you can't get childcare, I feel like they will help you with that. So see what you can do in your city, in your state, and just know that help is there for you guys, okay? Like, it's actually there. We just have to, literally go and find it, So, yeah.
There are so many things that we need to talk about right here. First off, when I heard Olivia say this the first time, like I said, I heard it when I did the commentary on this live, but I just didn't really have the energy to really just go here. But now I do have the time and the energy because Olivia is really ignorant on a lot of things. And when it comes to this situation, she is very ignorant and very uninformed because for her to sit here and tell her audience that it is okay to utilize CPS solely because she's trying to make it seem as if this is a great thing because I was able to get free childcare from it. Olivia does not realize that she has literally opened the door for CPS to be in her life. And she has made it extremely easy for the state to get access to her children. She is literally sitting here telling these women that it is okay for them to put their children in CPS's hands solely so they can get free childcare. Like, this is insane to me because most people understand the severity of having CPS in your life. And as I've always said, Olivia will find ways to spin the narrative so that it will always make her out to look like she's doing her big one. Just like how she came on here and said this.
But I do want to say thank you, because thanks to you guys, thanks to all your negative reporting, CPS will be paying for my daycare. So thanks, y'all. So thank you for that, okay? I really appreciate y'all on that tip, okay? I really do. Thank you guys, okay? I think I'm going to get some new car seats, and yeah. So thank you guys. Thanks to all the haters. I see what you guys tried to do there, but it didn't work. I actually got blessed at the end of the day.
As you could hear right here, Olivia actually thought she was doing her big one because she was able to get free childcare and they offered to give her free car seats. And she internalized this as she's being blessed. But what she fails to realize is that the reason why CPS offered free childcare is because they are investigating this woman. Yeah. No CPS caseworker is going to voluntarily give you free childcare unless they deem something is worthy to be investigated. I had someone reach out to me and they sent me some information, and I want to share this information with you all because I feel it is very important to have this conversation, like I said, because Olivia is sitting here offering CPS to women of all ages on her channel that watches her as if this is a normal type of resource to give to single women. Absolutely under no circumstances should anybody use CPS as a resource just to get childcare. That is insane. It is insane. And once again, Olivia says all type of stuff on her channel, not having no type of knowledge on anything. She just talks the talk, don't have no understanding, and doesn't even realize how serious of a situation she's in with CPS. But she comes on here acting like she's doing her big one, acting like she's flexing on the people. All the while, girl, you're being played. You're being played and you are too dumb to recognize it. CPS has access to your children now. CPS is monitoring your children. They're watching. So before I share these documents with you all, I want to first read a part of this email that this person had wrote to me, and I did get permission from her as far as asking if it was okay to share the document. She said it was fine, but I do want to read a portion of the email because it's going to give you the background to what I'm about to show you all. So she says she has been on the waiting list for her local childcare agency that pays for childcare if you are within their income threshold and if you are using government services like cash aid or food stamps. So she goes on to say, I've been on this waiting list for a long time now because she doesn't get assistance in any way and she's slightly over their income requirement. She had called them to check in and confirm her place, in the waiting list. And she had asked them, is there anything she can do to basically move up on the list? And the caseworker that she had spoke to said, well, if a licensed professional, such as a cash aid, food stamps caseworker, or a CPS worker, writes a referral letter stating that there is some sort of urgent or substantial safety concern that warrants for immediate child care arrangements away from the current caregiver, then they will move you to the top of the list and get services started for you. So let's take a look at this first document. This is the referral guideline that the person that she spoke with sent to her. Now, it is marked out a lot because, of course, she wanted to hide her private information, and she did not want to share the location of the agency because it would give away her location, which I completely understood. So that's why you see things marked out. But here's what this document says. Attention professionals referring families to, and it's basically speaking to this particular local agency. Families can be referred to for subsidized child care services. The family will be placed on the centralized eligibility list for that particular agency. Most subsidized child care programs utilize this list when enrolling children on their programs. Children referred because of abuse or neglect issues have a priority over other families on this list due to financial need. So I want y'all to make sure y'all are listening to this. This agency is saying that when it comes to receiving child care, the only way you can be moved up the list is if children are referred because of abuse or neglect issues. They will have a priority over other families when it comes to getting on this list to get free child care or to get assistance with child care. The document goes on to say, we ask that licensed professionals compose a letter that includes a statement that the family is being referred because the children are at risk of abuse or neglect and why the children are at risk, the family's specific circumstances. Please also indicate that child care is an integral part of the intervention plan, the weekly schedule of childcare hours needed for the plan, and the probable duration of that plan. In addition, letters must be on letterhead, stationery, and include all required information: date, names of parent, child, date of birth of child or children, phone number and address where the parent can be reached, and the signature, title, address, phone number, and license number of the individual making the referral. It may be noted in the referral letter that it is necessary to waive the parent fee. For families with a fee waiver, income information will not be required and fees will not be assessed or collected. The parent's income is not considered. Y'all hear that? So not only is this document stating that in order for you to be moved up on the waiting list, there would have to be some type of abuse or neglect that is a concern when it comes to a child or children, but it's also stating that there is a intervention plan that would have to be put in place in order for a CPS worker to be able to put said child or children on this waiting list to be moved up on the list to get daycare or free child care. So let me reiterate this. Please also indicate that child care is an integral part of the intervention plan, the weekly schedule of child care hours needed for the plan, and the probable duration of that plan. So understand, you guys, there is a plan in place here. All those times we saw CPS coming in and out of Olivia's home, all those times we saw CPS asking Olivia questions and talking to, her children, all the time she was documenting and writing stuff down. Yeah, all the drug tests that Olivia was having to do in a short period of time, all of these things are being documented. So first, AJ received the daycare. Now, Kalani is in daycare. So when Olivia was saying that she was paying for childcare at first for AJ, that was a lie. I believe she was getting free childcare then, because most of those CPS calls in the beginning was being called for AJ. And then people started calling for Kalani. But understand, there is a plan in place. And I think it's crazy that Olivia has said multiple times that they watch her channel. They have her YouTube channel name, because we know they do, for the fact that when they was coming over questioning, remember the situation that happened with Christian falling off and hitting his head on that metal beam at the park? CPS was called for that. And they came over and she said you can hear her playing that part of the video. So they're very much aware of her YouTube channel. And she has said that they watch her videos. Now, what I find crazy, now I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know what all they're looking at and what all they're documenting. But for everything that this woman has showed on her YouTube channel, honestly, I don't know what more they need. Because she's constantly drinking and just acting a plump fool around her children. She's cussing at them. She's on social media pretty much all day, neglecting those kids. She has random men around her children. There's video proof that these men are hitting her children. She's leaving her children alone with these men. And she's documenting it. We hear AJ always asking for food. Even Kalani is saying, I'm hungry, a lot in her videos. We see the medical neglect. She never takes those babies to the doctor. We see them sick all the time. We see what Kalani looks like on camera all the time. I mean, it's just crazy that this woman is literally documenting the abuse and the neglect, but yet she wants to claim she's a good mother. I want to re-highlight this portion of this document. It says, it may be noted in the referral letter that it is necessary to waive the parent fee. For families with a fee waiver, income information will not be required and fees will not be assessed or collected. The parent's income is not considered. Hence, Olivia bragging and thinking she's flexing by saying, I get free childcare now. See, what's happening right now is they know she does social media. But because of the severity of this situation, they don't care if she's making money off of social media. They're not caring about trying to collect money from her when it comes to paying for the childcare. They are not caring about what kind of income this woman has or if whatever she's telling them is legit or not. They do not care. All they care about is making sure they have eyes on her children. That's what they're caring about. So this is why Olivia is getting free childcare, because it states clearly right here that the CPS worker can write in the referral letter that they want to waive the parent fee so that income information will not be required. The parent's income is not considered. And they are not going to stress the fact of collecting any type of fees for her utilizing the daycare services. Very interesting, huh? But let's move on to the second document. So this document that we're looking at right here is a sample referral letter for a professional such as a food stamp worker or a CPS worker. This is what the CPS worker would have to fill out and submit in order for someone like AJ or Kalani to get access to free childcare. So it says right here, you can see where it says sample referral letter must be completed by licensed professional. This is the letterhead where you have to write the date. You have to put your name and title, the agency you're working from, the address and phone of that agency, and your license number. And then you have to record the client's name, their child or children and ages, and your personal address and phone number. And so right here it says the letter must contain the following information. So there's 6 things that this letter has to contain. Number 1, a statement that the child or children are at risk of abuse or neglect. Number 2, specifics about family or parent situation that put the children at risk. And in parentheses, it says low income will not be approved if that is the only reason. So keep that in mind. It doesn't matter if you are considered low income. If that is your only reason for needing this particular childcare services, you will not be approved. This is solely for children who are at risk of abuse or neglect. Number 3, recommended childcare schedule. Number 4, plan of intervention and how childcare is a part of the plan. So keep in mind, we've already established that in order for Olivia to have gotten this type of free childcare, there was a plan put in place by CPS. Number 5, the probable duration of this plan. And number 6, it may be noted in the referral letter that it is necessary to waive the parent fee. They must put their signature, and that is what they would have to fill out. They meaning a food stamp worker or a CPS worker. But we clearly know CPS is the one who is, relaying all this information, because Olivia has made it be known that CPS is the one who got her free childcare. So this is very serious. And as I've stated before, Olivia has no clue what's really going on, has no clue why they were willing to give her free childcare. They are monitoring those children. And you think that if they didn't suspect that there was some form of abuse or neglect going on with those kids, that they would even go further in this? They would not have allowed her to be able to get free childcare if they did not suspect that there was a real danger to those children. So once again, Olivia continues to prove herself to be completely ignorant and just not in a position to give out any type of advice to a female audience. Because the people that are watching her channel, they are young women as well that's watching. And they're listening to the stuff she says. Why? I have no clue. But they are listening. So all the times when Olivia was coming on here saying, y'all are calling CPS on me, but, they're closing the cases because they're not finding anything, that was a lie. That was definitely a lie. Because obviously they see something very questionable that would cause them to allow you to not only get on the waiting list and to surpass other people on the waiting list, but they granted you free childcare for not one, but both of your young children that you have right now in your custody. And on top of that, you're back and forth in court pertaining to child support. And she has to go back next month. So, again, I don't know what the time frame is. I don't know how long they would allow children to be in this type of program when it comes to, this type of situation that we see with Olivia, and, seeing why CPS is offering the free childcare because of the concern of abuse or neglect, or both, because we definitely see both. But I don't know what the time frames are. I don't know how long children can be in this type of situation, and I don't know the minimum, time. But obviously there is a plan in place. And I can't help but, think about the fact that here it is this year, back in April, I'm sitting here having a dream about seeing Olivia's children being taken from her. So I'm looking at how all of this is playing out. And the more I see how things are playing out, the more I'm really starting to think that what I saw in that dream, it was really God showing me something. And I'm pretty sure you all have seen, the recent video of her entertaining yet another man. And he's talking about mushrooms and shrooms, and she's looking like she's completely just out of it. And yet her children are just wandering around the house around this man. They're not with her. And she has no problem getting drunk, doing other things to take her out of having, a clear mind to be able to watch her children. But she has no problem being in this mental state around strange men and having her children vulnerable to these men. And she's not in the frame of mind to even watch them nor protect them. And I told y'all the dream that my friend had, where she saw one of Olivia's friends doing something to Kalani. Now, I don't speak on this to put that in the atmosphere, but it's like, come on now. What exactly is going on here? These are obvious things that can potentially happen because of how neglectful Olivia is. But as always, please continue to pray for those babies because nobody else is praying for them. Nobody seems to care about their safety. And I just feel like this is wrong on so many levels. It's wrong on so many levels, but yet this is what we're watching play out. And I know God is listening. I know He sees all, and I know God can protect those babies. But I feel with everything that we have been seeing, it's like it's about to come tumbling down. I really do feel that very strongly. Too much has happened. And those children's lives are at stake at this point. It's been at stake, but even more so now because this woman is getting more reckless by the minute. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say right here. It's very obvious that there's more to this CPS situation that Olivia wanted to let on. They're watching. There is a plan in place. And I'm pretty sure they're monitoring everything. Those CPS those childcare workers, they're monitoring and they're recording and they're reporting back. I believe they are. When we saw recently how AJ was acting out, how he was hitting on the kids and even hit one of the workers there, I'm pretty sure that was reported. All the times, they're sick and congested, that is being reported. Everything's being reported. And instead of Olivia taking this seriously and getting herself together, she in turn utilizes this free childcare to entertain more randoms and filming it. But continue to pray for these children. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. It's OneLove, and I'm out.